Good afternoon, class. It's me again, Professor Weddy and Ready. So please put away your fleshlights and take out your notebooks because it's time for another lesson. Today's topic is monosodium glutamate, the worst thing human beings have ever created, 10 times worse than the invention of the atomic bomb. Was the Manhattan Project actually a government cover-up to hide the truth from the people? That the government was cooking up monosodium glutamate in those laboratories? So let's just get right into this shit. MSG, I'm sure you've heard of it, monosodium glutamate. It's become the boogeyman of the food industry. If you've ever looked at a food package, even glanced at it, there's a good chance you've seen MSG free on it. For some reason, the general population believes that you need to stay far, far away from MSG. It's the bully on the food playground that's gonna kick sand in your ice cream cone. It's gonna give you headaches, heartburn, cancer. It's gonna throw you in prison. It's gonna fuck you up for the long term if you eat even one thing with even the littlest trace amount of MSG in it. So food companies have come to understand that people will not buy products with MSG in it because of this fear of it. So what they do is they say, we've taken the MSG out, this is an MSG-free product, but now I'm gonna throw this cold water on you and hit that tip of your penis with this lightning bolt of facts. The MSG is still in those products, they just hide it in other ingredients. So on the package you'll see MSG free on it, but if you turn it over and look at the ingredients and see tomato powder or yeast extract, that's MSG. They're hiding MSG in those ingredients, and that's totally legal, that's totally by the books. Now, if you've already thrown up because you've ingested MSG and now you're panicking, don't, because the fear of MSG is pretty unfounded, and I want to talk about it. So let's start with the basics. Monosodium glutamate was created in 1908. Why did it make its way into food? It wasn't an accident. It's not just because they wanted to make it unhealthy or something like that. A lot of people seem to believe that a lot of the ingredients in modern food are useless and they serve no purpose other than making them unhealthy. But that's bullshit. Everything in there has a purpose. It's not like they're just mindlessly tossing shit in there for no reason. Like, oh hey Gary, why don't you take that handful of mulch and just toss it into the Lay's formula? Righto, Frank, would you like this Windex bottle in there as well? Why not? Everything in the modern food has a purpose. Monosodium glutamate has a purpose. Its purpose is to enhance flavor, mainly umami, which is one of the 5 basic tastes. Umami is savory. So now you know why it's used, but what is MSG? Well, its name implies it's the product of sodium and glutamate. What is glutamate? Glutamate's a non-essential amino acid, and that's found in fucking everything. You can't go outside without basically breathing glutamate. It's in all your foods, 100% in all of them. MSG is made from the fermentation of starches, and speaking chemically, there's no difference between the glutamate in MSG and the glutamate in just every other food. Only difference being MSG is a little bit easier for your body to access. Now let's get to why everyone seems to think MSG is the worst thing in the world for your body and that you're better off just popping cyanide capsules as opposed to having any amount of MSG in your body. It all stems from the fact that glutamate is an excitatory neurotransmitter, meaning it excites nerve cells, and that MSG leads to an excessive amount of glutamate in the brain, which can cause damage. Thus, it was given the name an excitotoxin. Then in 1969, there was a study conducted to show that MSG was harmful by injecting MSG into newborn mice, and it showed neurological effects that were harmful, as you would expect from fucking injecting MSG like a heroin addict. In 1996, there was a book called Excitotoxins: The Taste That Kills, published by Dr. Russell Blaylock, and in this book he basically just says that an excessive amount of glutamate can destroy nerve cells, and not just in your brain, just in general. And that's a true statement, yeah. But that's kind of fucking obvious, because if you megadose on anything, it can cause harmful effects. You can fucking die from drinking too much water, so obviously megadosing on something is going to cause some harmful effects. However, dietary MSG, the MSG that you ingest through eating shit with MSG in it, has little to no effect on the human brain because it can't cross the blood barrier in large amounts. So then why, when you tell someone MSG isn't bad, that they damn near slap you in the face because they have had a personal experience with MSG where their entire family was eradicated due to that MSG menace? Well, actually, that's kind of true. It didn't kill your family or anything. It didn't do anything super harmful, but it is true you can have a sensitivity to MSG. There's studies that have confirmed that some people just have an inclination to have some negative effects to it. Nothing too severe, just a bit of nausea and headaches and some flushing of the face, but enough to where you'd be like, alright MSG, fuck you. Another thing that's often associated with MSG is obesity. If you even touch MSG, you're gonna gain 5 pounds immediately. And really, there's just no decisive conclusion on this one, because some studies say that it fills you up faster, thus you're not going to eat as much. Others say the exact opposite, so it's really split. However, if you want my opinion on it based on the research I've read, I think it does increase the likelihood of gaining weight because the foods with MSG are typically the junky foods that you're going to have a hard time putting down. Thus, you're going to eat more of, thus you're going to gain weight. However, one thing's for sure, MSG itself doesn't put pounds on your body. It just makes things taste better. Now, just to wrap it all up, MSG is not fucking bad for you. The fear of MSG is completely irrational and based on pretty much nothing, in my opinion. For some reason, it's just become the accepted norm in our society where if you don't recognize what's on the ingredients label, that it's inherently bad for you. Oh, green grass is in this bag of seaweed. Okay, I've seen green grass. This must be healthy and natural. Oh my god, what the fuck is this monosodium glutamate? Jesus Christ, it's the root of all my problems. All of a sudden you get fired from your job and you go outside screaming, God damn you MSG, as you shake your fist into the air. It's not inherently bad just because you don't understand it, so I hope I've helped you understand it a bit better. All of this being said, I would say avoid MSG. Not because MSG is bad, but just because the food it's found in is bad for you food. And even if you do swear off of MSG, but you're still going to eat like some shitty junk food, just know you're still ingesting MSG. It's just not labeled as MSG. I'm not trying to send you to bed with nightmares of the monosodium glutamate menace or anything, I'm just letting you know. Again, a massive thanks to Zeno for this animation. The dude is an unmatchable mountain of masculinity, so go check out Zeno's channel, subscribe to Zeno, all that good shit, because the man truly deserves it. He's mastered the art of animation. He had to turn down Pixar 100 times because I wouldn't stop begging for him to be on board, but you know what he said? He said, no, I'm too good for Pixar. And he is. He's actually got animating down to a science, so definitely go check him out. See ya.